In a move that we all seen coming, 50 Cent reportedly developing surviving T.I. and Tiny documentary. 50 Cent, remember how quiet I got before the Diddy doc? Dame thought I wasn't coming. I hope this doesn't mess up your promo tour. They're going to ask about your 20X assault cases. You might want to talk to a crisis PR person. 50 Cent. New music today. Hand clapping emojis. Yeah, this shit is about to get bad with 3Ds. Bad, bad, bad. And it's ultimately funny as hell because when you read the comments, you know that people are oblivious to what actually happened. But before we get started with that, man, hit that QR code and tap that link in the description for the #2 app in the Apple goddamn store, #3 app in the Google Play Store. Read the reviews before you install it. And when you install it, though, we're going to give you $5 cash on Nash. That's free cash from Ceddy Nash. Yes, sir. Yes, Lord. Hit that QR code and tap the link in the description. Get paid to play today. While you're on your job, you're sneaking and everything and playing solitaire or Monopoly Go or whatever the hell, you're going to get paid to play today. They're going to pay you through gift cards or straight to your goddamn bank account or some of you Venmo, PayPal cats that's out there. Yeah, that's free cash. QR code and tap that link in the description. Let's play today. So, you think people know, but they really don't know. You can tell who's a fan of T.I. and who just doesn't like 50 Cent by the responses. And by the way, let me tell you, spoiler for ahead, I got some shit to show y'all. Stay to the very end. Hit that like button like you like something. Y'all ready? Roll it. We know about that case already. Ain't nothing new you can tell us. You'll put your time into making a documentary, but won't do a versus. I'm glad 50 been exposed for what he really is. Oh, damn. SMFH. This is wild. He act like an annoying little sister. Is this the equivalent to Drake suing when he lost the rap battle? Don't forget, this all started because T.I. said he wanted to do a versus battle. We not watching this shit, Firebug. Speak for yourself. Realizing why a person got shot 9 times is a very eye-opening revelation. So wild to me how 50 only goes after black people. Well, what about the white people that go after 50 Cent? Because I ain't seen none of them. All those cases were dropped, and he won his countersuit against the Glam University lady. What the hell that got to do with anything? T.I. already knew 50 was going to bring this up, but 50 posted this at approximately 6 a.m. Eastern. That man is lonely and miserable, but y'all will swear he's playing chess. LOL. Yeah, that's why you niggas is broke. Sorry for using the N-word. That's why you cats is broke. Y'all sleep past certain times, bro. I'm up 4 a.m. in the morning. We need to stop supporting 50's behavior of bringing black people down. When he signs on to do a documentary on another race, then we can even it out. Until then, who the hell is you? 50 act like a house in. He defends for real. 50 always coming after black people. Never seen him argue with white. Why? Boy, make a documentary about yourself. He did. He did a whole movie. It was in the damn theaters. Well, they can make a documentary about him too. That's what Lord King was doing. King was putting out all his cases. Y'all act like King wasn't out here throwing shit. King basically said he burned down his baby mama's house, that he beat up women, and that his mama deserved to die the way she did. Don't get sad now. Don't get scared now. What the hell? He ain't got no smoke for them white folks. Imagine beefing with someone because you didn't want to do a versus battle. LMAO, he just mad the Harris family matched his energy. Thank God everyone is seeing through this man. Jeez, evil. God forbid. Didn't they beat those cases? 50 gonna get hit with a defamation lawsuit. Then it's ball game. 50 Cent needs a friend. He too rich to be this angry 24/7. Let's get on with it. This is going to work. Nah, Nash, this ain't gonna work. This is going to work. How is it gonna work, Ceddy Nash? Because we never heard from the victims. All we see is headlines. All we see are things. All we see are a bevy of things. That's what we see. A bevy of freaking things. But we never had a face. Remember, y'all act like it didn't work with Diddy. Diddy was already behind bars, so it couldn't have did anything to him. T.I., on the other hand, he could be put behind bars. Now, I ain't gonna lie. That's where me and 50 gonna disagree. Because if 50 Cent manages to get T.I. thrown in jail, bruh, that's snitching. But then again, it's not. Because technically, he ain't told on the crime. He's just setting shit up. But I don't know. It's a little. Anyways, let's see exactly what it is. Lawyer seeks criminal investigation of T.I. and Tiny on behalf of multiple women. The Atlanta superstar rapper and his wife have denied allegations they drugged and ex-assaulted women, and their lawyer called it a shakedown. Weeks after accusations of ex-abuse, mind you, this is in October. Well, it was published February 28, 2021, then updated on October 2024, just so we know. Weeks after the accusations of ex abuse, because you can't say that word early in your video. So, YouTubers, make sure you don't say this until 8 minutes in your video. Then you can say whatever the hell you want. Weeks after accusations of ex abuse and assault against the rapper, T.I. and his wife, Tiny, aka Tamika Harris, started circulating on social media. A lawyer has approached law enforcement authorities in 2 states seeking criminal inquiries on behalf of 11 people who said they were victimized by the couple or members of their entourage. 4 women have accused the celebrity pair of drugging and ex-assaulting them, including 2 instances of R that were said to have occurred in Georgia and California. According to the letters sent on February 19th by the lawyer Tyrone A. Blackburn, which that's already a losing case. He's already losing the case against Fat Joe, but it's cool. To state and federal prosecutors in both states, similar letters were sent to the attorneys general in those states. Mr. Blackburn, a New York-based lawyer, said that the eerily similar experiences spanned more than a decade, beginning in 2005. The most recent allegation of ex abuse occurred in 2017 or 2018, he said. None of the women involved know one another, but described ex abuse, forced ingestion of illegal narcotics, kidnapping, terroristic threats, and false imprisonment. At the behest of T.I., Ms. Harris, and their associates or employees, Mr. Blackburn wrote. His letters also included instances of non-ex intimidation, assault, and harassment. A lawyer for T.I., Ms. Harris, said that the couple denied in the strongest possible terms, these baseless and unjustified allegations. We fully expect that if these claims are thoroughly and fairly investigated, no charges will be forthcoming. The lawyer, Steve Ceddy, said in a statement on Friday, these allegations are nothing more than the continuation of a sordid shakedown campaign that began on social media and now attempts to manipulate the press and misuse the justice system. Mr. Blackburn's letters called on the officials to investigate the behavior of T.I. and Atlanta superstar born Clifford J. Harris Jr. and Ms. Harris. Why don't y'all call her Mrs. Harris? I don't like that shit, bro. She's married. But anyways, also known as Tiny, a member of the R&B group Escape. In order to tackle the end of the stream of depravity being committed, most of his clients were referred to anonymously in the letters. Mr. Blackburn wrote, because they were in fear for their lives and safety, citing T.I.'s reputation as a powerful man who has been convicted in the past of federal weapons charges. However, the lawyer added, my clients and their witnesses are prepared to speak with investigators and prosecutors from your office. Several of the women are interested in pursuing criminal cases against T.I. and Ms. Harris. Mr. Blackburn said in an interview, but they are running up against statutes of limitations in some instances. Mr. Blackburn said he sent letters seeking criminal investigations to the offices of the United States attorneys for the Northern District of Georgia and the Central District of California, the Los Angeles County District Attorney, and the State Attorneys Generals of California and Georgia. You're missing Nevada, but whatever. He said that he had received notifications that they had been delivered on Monday. The Georgia Attorney's General Office said the letter had been received. The other law enforcement officials either declined to comment or said that they could not confirm receipt of the letters. A military veteran, a former friend turned assistant, an exotic dancer, and a teenage intern at T.I.'s studio and record label Grand Hustle were among the accusers, the lawyer's letters said. The New York Times has spoken with 5 people. The letters said they were drugged, ard, and actually assaulted by the Harrises or those in their orbit, along with multiple individuals, including friends or family members, who said they were told of those episodes soon after, often within days. In 3 of the cases, the Times also reviewed messages or photos that support their timeline of events. In interviews, the women portrayed the rapper and his wife as aggressors who deployed drugs, alcohol, money, and their celebrity status to prey on and entrap women for ex abuse and then threaten violence against anyone who might speak out. The veteran, who served 5 years in the Air Force, said she met the couple in Los Angeles in 2005. She and a friend had been whisked into the VIP section of a club where the pair, not yet married, were holding court. The military veteran recalled in an interview Miss Harris soon offered the women a taste of her drink, and they tried it. She said the veteran also ordered one drink from the VIP bar. She said an amaretto sour, her standard cocktail, and the only other thing she'd normally consumed that night. Within hours, the two friends were sick, woozy, and vomiting. They both said in separate interviews the military veteran, who spoke on the condition of anonymity to protect her family, came to believe that she had been drugged. She said once she became incapacitated, she said T.I. and Miss Harris then ordered her in a hotel room. The veteran's friend said in a separate interview that she had observed the women leave the club with T.I. and Miss Harris, and recalled hearing details of the encounter the next morning as they drove home in shock. For the veteran, who was 23 at the time, it was life-altering trauma, she said. In a video posted to Instagram late last month, when other similar accounts of abuse first surfaced, T.I. called all of his ex-interactions consensual. He said they had never drugged anyone against their will, held anyone against their will, or made anyone do anything. As a regional street rapper turned pop star, actor, and community leader, T.I., 40 years old, has enjoyed some of the more dramatic narrative arcs in hip-hop history, reinventing himself as a civil rights activist, an elder statesman in music, after repeated arrests involving drugs and firearms early in his career. Yeah, we don't really care about none of that shit. We're just gonna leave it right here. And that's why I believe T.I. had did the whole shit yesterday, saying, I ain't want my kids to diss his mama. You know, I ain't want my kids to take it to another place. None of that stuff. Because if you think about it, if you actually put your thought into it, you know, T.I. has really, 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 really was trying to stay 10 steps ahead of this. And we called it. We absolutely freaking called this. We called this quick because at the end of the day, 50 Cent, I told y'all, he moves off of the 48 laws of power. And 50 Cent, he's operating he's operating with the 15th law. Now, let me tell y'all what the 15th law is. The 15th law is crush your enemy totally. All great leaders since Moses have known that a feared enemy must be crushed completely. Sometimes they have learned this the hard way. If one ember is left alight, no matter how dimly it smolders, a fire will eventually break out. More is lost through stopping halfway than through total annihilation. The enemy will recover and will seek revenge. Crush him, not only in body, but in his spirit. When you beef with 50 Cent, you're beefing not only for some type of gratification in basically saying, I got him at this game. No, 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 no. When you're beefing with 50 Cent, it's on forever. Unless you waive a truce and try to get cool with him. Because he operates off of the 48 laws of power. So it says, better trust the enemy who turned friend than a friend who can turn into an enemy. Forget what law of power that one is, but that's in there. So that's why you see he can, you know, do business with Fat Joe and all this stuff and everything, because at the very end of the day, 50 already knows. But the question is, will it work? Right? And y'all like, Nash, you said it'll work. Why would it work? Because we're putting a face to it. We're going to have faces to it. You're going to see women come out and describe in great details what Tiny's pussy look like, what T.I.'s tallywhacker look like, what tattoos or lack of tattoos and cellulite and all this shit, pH balance and smells and all of these things. But the worst thing is going to be the description of what happened that led to that individual to lay in bed. That's going to be the thing, because as soon as one of them girls say, I was hanging out with Tiny and T.I., and next thing you know, I get asked, yo, hold on, y'all know. What do you know about that? T.I. came in over there doing his grand hustle dance. And I'm like, I'm here to serve you and blah, 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 and some more stuff and everything and and blah, 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 blah. And next thing you know, my drawers is on the floor, my ass is getting back shots, and I'm in a face full of pink pussy. You heard me? When she describes fighting back, and like, no, I told him, no, don't put that TIP in me. I don't want to see that tiny clit. I don't want to see none of that shit. When she describes that, and she starts to cry. See, they gon' prop her. I would. Like, I'm telling you, this is what I would do. Some of y'all be like, you giving 50 Cent ideas. Man, shut the hell up, bro. Shut up. Shut up. Y'all gonna be like, well, this what I would do personally. I would say, madam, you gotta hit this, and hit this, and in this order. Tell your story of how you were an innocent woman trying to earn $1, and celebrities basically think that the world owes them and not the other way around. Tell them about how your night went good, how your life was before. Get in there and tell them, yo, I was ready to go to college. My mama was sick. My boyfriend beat the shit out of me. And so this was my only escape that I had to have out the goddamn room. And, security in there, so I know my boyfriend can't get me. And I thought, oh, this is T.I., the rubber band man. Turns out he a different type of rubber band man. He the rubber man. He pulled out them rubbers. And then tell the story how the night went, how it went from peaceful to chaotic and crazy, and your life has changed forever. Tell them. So the story basically goes, I was a young woman. I was hanging out in the club. I got hired. This is one of my last chances to get real money before I started school. I was going to be a doctor. And my mother is sick, so this money absolutely helps me. I would normally never be in this type of environment, but my friend, she makes really good money. She's doing a nursing program, and I'm like, I'm going to be a doctor. She's going to be a nurse. We had dreams of taking over the industry as strong Black women who know what we can do in this world, because the world does not care about Black women. We are the least protected. And this night in particular, T.I. came in, he was rude. Tiny came in and she was flirtatious. So I didn't really think anything of it. I thought that Tiny was being nice and T.I. was just being a rapper, because a lot of rappers are like this. They're just mean. But T.I. ultimately said that he would like to talk to me. Him and Tiny. Now, I'm thinking, because I remember Tiny hitting all them damn dance moves and shit, and T.I. basically is at the top of the world, that it'd be fine to converse with them. Maybe I can get a bigger tip. Lord, did I know the tip I was going to get that night from the TIP of his dick. So, ah! I'm sorry. So that night in particular, I was offered a drink by T.I. And I didn't know that they spiked it. So now I started feeling woozy. I had to sit down. Tiny starts rubbing my head. T.I. starts rubbing my titties. They both put their hands in my pussy. And I'm telling them no, but they're not listening. So as I'm leaving the club, they basically say, hey, you okay? We want to make sure that you have insurance and stuff. So I'm like, no, I don't have any insurance. He whips out a wad of cash, and he's like, we'll take you to the hospital. And I thought, okay, maybe they thought the vibe was whatever. They wanted to take care of me. They took me to the hotel room and assaulted me. She stank. She whipped out them granny panties and she stank. That pussy stank. Nah, I'm just saying, bro. Like they can take them through emotional roller coasters, and that would be what happens. And I'm telling you now, them women who tell their stories, they're going to fuck Ti up. You got 4 victims. One, maybe. Two, shit, we might want to start looking. 3, all right, we paying full attention. 4, oh shit, this is something. So we gonna find out, bro. Suing for defamation, you can't. Sorry, you can't. It ain't gonna happen. If they're allowed to tell their stories, they are allowed to tell their stories. So you can't sue for none of this shit because one lady felt the deadline. If these ladies was smart enough in California, you're not done. This nigga Bill Cosby is about to go to damn trial for some shit that happened in what, 1978, 72?
Election is expected to continue today in Bill Cosby's civil trial in Santa Monica. A lawsuit accuses the comedian of drugging and sexually assaulting a woman in 1972 after he invited her to one of his shows. The woman says she blacked out after drinking wine and taking what she thought was aspirin and then woke up at home in her underwear. Cosby denies the claims, saying anything that happened was consensual. The 88-year-old is not expected to testify, and last year he was found liable in a similar case.
That shit. So T.I. better watch his ass because, bro, I knew this was coming. If I knew this was coming, there's no way in hell that T.I. and Tiny did not know this shit was coming. You should have just left this shit alone. Know thy enemy. You can know thyself, but know thy enemy. You try to make this shit about rap music and all this shit and everything, then you start wanting to take shots. All you should have did was this, T.I. Shit. All right, 50 Cent don't want to do a versus. What other rapper y'all want to see me do a versus with, man? Let's get this shit going for the culture. Since 50 Cent ass backed out, it is what it is. And should have left it at that. You don't have the catalog that 50 Cent has. 50 Cent would win that versus. Give a shit what nobody say. You're not beating 50 Cent in no verses. You're not beating 50 Cent in cultural impact. He's still a bigger rapper than you are still to this day. You're not, T.I. is not on 50 Cent's level when it comes to rapping, to cultural impact, to what he means. No disrespect when I say this. But nigga, T.I. ain't carry Atlanta on his back the way 50 Cent carried New York City on his back. Now, granted, I'm kind of with Funk Flex. 50 Cent destroyed New York rap, bruh. When you went against 50, shit, that was it. That was a rap. He was gonna come after everything. Y'all remember what he did to Joe, Jada, and Ja? Nigga, I'm from New York, New York. Clickety clank, clickety clank. The money goes into my piggy bank. Clickety clank, clickety. Man, shit. Y'all want to shit on a massacre? Nigga, I just found out the massacre sold 1.4 million records in 4 fucking days. What the hell? Man, y'all gonna stop fucking with 50. Sorry for cussing, I'm sorry. Y'all gonna leave 50 alone, bruh. But if you act like this wasn't coming, then you don't know nothing. I'm just being fair, square, obvious, and honest. But hey, y'all let me know y'all thoughts on this one. I was fair as possible as I could be. Do I ultimately think that T.I. and Tiny took it from these ladies? Hell no. No, I don't. Me personally, I don't believe this shit. I personally don't believe it. There's some ladies that's some freaky frogs out there. I think that me personally, what should happen if I'm T.I., I'm putting out evidence, text messages, calls, all of this shit. It's gonna make Tiny look bad. Yeah, she's a bisexual. Yep. She's bisexual. You goddamn right. But you gotta get ahead of this, T.I. You just gotta. Because remember, it's alleged that Tiny's homegirl was fucking you and Tiny. And basically, she just started only humping on you, and that's where shit got wrong. But I ain't gonna lie. T.I., bro, that's kind of commendable. You could have cheated on your wife. Hell, I would have cheated on your wife. Boy, thank God 50 in Florida ain't cool, because, nigga, if that story would have came out again, anyways, I meant to say in my video yesterday, so pardon me for not saying it, is that the owner of Destination Smokehouse isn't fighting back on the name rights for tendernism. He's just letting it go. He's not going to fight back. He's going to allow it to proceed forward with tendernism going to Mr. Walter. Click this bombshell story right here, man. It's over. Click right here to see how tendernism, you know, how Uncle was dancing and shit, has been rightfully restored. It's because of people like you watching this shit. Yes, you think your views don't matter. That one view matters the most. The internet one. Click right here to see what I'm talking about, and click right here for the playlist, and I'll catch you on the next one.